we scored the first opportunity that we beat. We scored in 14 men, but we lost the battle in so many areas, though it was very tough to compete against a strong team like Bulls. Just to understand why that has happened, because it seems like we didn't be able to play how we prepared. This is the worst thing that can happen as a player.
I mean, you've had a pretty decent season in terms of keeping pace with the other teams, but it just seems that last step to get over, to get those victories, seems to elude you guys every single time. Have you been able to pinpoint it?
Obviously, the season of the Zebre is like a year zero. We started the season to build a new roster, new squad, new style, new identity. We did something about that, but we need to find a way to improve, to move the next step, and start to learn how to win the match. But with this attitude, it's impossible. After we struggle in the lineup, we struggle in the battle in the air, with so many others.
How did you find playing at altitude?
We knew from the start that just find challenge ourselves and find solution to try to play. But obviously, for the player, I think the staff.
Look, we're a smaller squad in the RC, deal with different challenges. We're a young side. We're a side with a lot of potential. We've shown that throughout this year against bigger teams. We don't think bigger teams competitions. And we're not a team that lacks commitment either, but it's clear that we were off the pace today. So we've got to reflect properly about how we prep for this match. And it will be clear, I think, where we need to fix up to be competitive for the next match. The good news is that we're here. We're training in South Africa. You talk about the altitude. We're here. We've got a 4-week training now. We can adapt. We obviously watch the Lions who are playing now. Look, there's some easy fixes in the sense that we're here now in South Africa. We can work on this next game. We have a short turnaround this week. I'm not looking to make excuses, but generally speaking, we're not a squad that lacks commitment. Clearly, an 80-point performance, 80 points against, is a reflection of how we played this year. So we've just got to get to the bottom of why that's happened.
Do you think it's the case of, because you've got the smaller squad, that by this time of the season that injuries started taking a toll, bodies start getting a bit more tired? Or
no, I don't think that's an excuse. We just had 3 weeks off with no match. But we arrived on Wednesday. We had a Thursday, Friday captain's run. So we basically had a captain's run to acclimatise into a match against the very direct physical Bulls. We've got guys in our squad that look through our highlights this season. They commit physically. We've got some ridiculous leg choppers, for example. Our motivational video pre-game was guys ending blokes. Do you know what I mean? That's what this squad's capable of, and that's what future Zebre looks like. And I'm a big believer in what the potential of the squad is. But there's a level of preparation to compete at this level. And as I said, we need to just go back to the drawing board. We've got a full week here in South Africa preparing for the next game. There'll be a better performance from us. And obviously, there's no excuses in the sense that 80 points is not what we're about. But we'll be back strong.
You briefly mentioned now that work on this week, looking now towards the Lions game, are quite obvious. Will you just give us a run through, both of you, where you've identified now, just a quick review, where you need to fix the game plan, what you're going to be concentrating on?
What's the first thing about the line-outs of the game? We're a good line-out attack side, and we'll get it right. We've had a couple of games where those things have not gone right for us, so we just need to tidy up a few things there. Obviously, the second kick-off of the game, we got caught short, conceded a try. They're the silly things. And then, obviously, to then chase a game against a team like the Bulls that want to be physical and direct, that's another kind of challenge. There's one thing matching them physically, but then chasing a game whilst trying to match them physically, that's something that we've got to tidy up. A few tidy ups like that, as I said to you, we're a squad that commits physically usually, and we'll have a better match next week.
Coach, would you like that?
Yeah, I think when you don't play like you prepare, it's something, the review is more about what happened, so it's more about the motivation or about the energy. For us, it's important now to build again the energy, to try to understand that we cannot finish the season in this way, even if we know what Zebre are. But again, we prepare the players to train very well in 2 weeks, and they try to push that side. We didn't see them today, so that is the biggest problem. We have to find just the reason why. So for me, it's more about inside, it's more about human side, it's more about attitude, motivation, fixing how we want to finish the season. Obviously, not in this way.
Gentlemen, tough day at the office there, to say the least, but my question for you guys is, there seemed to be an awful lot of turned ankles on your side. Was the pitch soft, or did you just have a series of bad misfortune with a lot of players going down? And what's the status of Jacques Dutoit? Is he all right?
The pitch was soft, but I mean, I'm not going to complain. I mean, the pitch we used to have over in Parma was much softer. It was like a bog. So, but yeah, slightly soft pitch, but I don't think it was anything unusual or something that we've not experienced before.
I think it just was about poor attitude, or maybe player feel so tired. See, it's just like see. Jacques just twisted his ankle alone on the step. We had to check after in the hospital and see evaluate the injury.
Well, it did look tough. It seemed like a lot of your players are going down. Eventually, you're down to just 14 players because of injuries there. But it's a tough day at the office, but you guys keep pushing on. It's been a long season. You've got 1 week left. Are you looking to next year already? What's the view?
Obviously, we want to finish the season in a different way. So we wanna show the improvement that the squad show in the other match. We want to play with our style, with our identity. This is for me is the most important thing. And that's what we did in the match of today. So we had to find a way why we play with a so poor attitude and also physicality. Build up again the new energy, try to finish the season how we want to play.
Well, Piacere, it's a pleasure to speak to you, gentlemen. Mille grazie and best of luck next week after next season.
Thank you.
If I might ask, what do you need to turn this around? I mean, we all know what the results are. What are the areas that you need to focus on to improve that and perhaps become more competitive?
I mean, we've had a lot of competitive games this year. I don't think it's not like we've got an area that we've not worked on to become more competitive. But clearly today, batted in the air and the line out was where we struggled. And then as soon as we were sort of behind in the game, it's a tough place to come and a tough team to play to try and chase a match. A few fix-ups and perhaps a little bit smarter in the set-piece stuff. And as I say, we've got a full week now training here in Johannesburg. And I think, as I say, generally speaking, this season, the wind's been elusive, but we have not lacked commitment. So I expect the boys to put in a much better performance next week. I don't think it's panic stations. We just keep working. We just keep working. We're a young group, and that's a heck of a lesson that we've learned today.
The Lions next week, and obviously you've seen quite a bit of it, and you can watch them now again. So what do you expect from them?
The Lions. Now look, they play a good brand of rugby. I like watching the Lions. And when we get our game model right, we can keep possession, we can win some set-piece ball. We're two teams that like attacking rugby. They play some clever off the cuff stuff. So it should be a good challenge. It'll be a good challenge to face them next week.